Lesson number 10, Decision Tree Analysis. So at the end of this session, you will be able to illustrate the concept of a decision tree, distinguish the different types of nodes, use a decision tree, and make a decision tree, then analyze and find the best solution. What is this decision tree? It is a graphic tool for describing the actions available to the decision maker, the events that can occur, and the relationship between these actions and events. So this decision tree is being used by businessmen or people who are inclined in business industry wherein they are making this decision trees is like a plan in the form of a diagram wherein they have series of actions or alternative of, or options or chances that they may choose or different list that they can be considered as alternatives, then they will decide at the end which is better, that they will earn more income or revenues. Okay? Then we have three types of nodes. Those are decision nodes, chance events nodes, and terminating nodes. So what are these? As I illustrate this one below, decision nodes are denoted by square. So if you will construct a diagram for this, you know a tree diagram, am I right? It's like a family tree wherein you have stem, you have roots, like that. Roots are nodes, like that. Then branches, those are stems. So you will start with a square. This is your decision node. Then after that, you will followed by stem or branches. It can be written like this, pwedeng ganyan, and you can write also in other books like this. Ayan, with art. But both of these are correct. Then after decision nodes, which is represented by a square, each decision node has one or more arcs beginning at the node and extending to the right, like this, like the branches. Then each of those arcs represent a possible decision alternative at the decision point. So each stem or branch represents decision alternative. Let's say, for example, you want to build your own business and you have two options. It's either this branch going up, you will invest in stocks, and the other branch, you will franchise a stall or a store or a shop. So either of the two can be chosen, but the question is, which will give you high revenue or much higher income? Then we have here chance event node. So after this branches, then you can draw circles. Ayan, like that. So ito na yung two alternatives natin. We call them chance event nodes, represented by circles. Each chance event node has one or more arcs beginning at the node and extending to the right. So each of those arcs represents a possible event at that chance event node. The decision maker has no control over this chance event. Okay? The event associated with branches for any chance event node must be mutually exclusive. It will not happen at the same time, and all events included. So that is collectively exhaustive. The probability of each event is conditional on all of the decision alternatives, and chance events that precedes it on the decision tree, the probabilities for all the arcs beginning at the chance event node must sum up to 1. So chances, probabilities is always equal to 1. The total is 1. So the chances of, let's say for example, the chance of high sales or high demand, 80%. Okay? Let's say for example, I will put 80% here, 0.8. And the chance of, this is high demand or high sales. And the chance of low demand or low sales, 0.20. So if you add the two probabilities, the two rates, 0.8 plus 0.2 is equal to 1 whole, which is 100%. That's the meaning of that. Supposedly, you should write it here. High sales, low sales, then 0.8, 0.2, like that. So, yun yung mga nakalagay sa Chan events nodes. Okay? And then we have the terminating node. Terminating node represent the end of the sequence of decisions and chance events. No arcs extend to the right from the terminating node. Let's say, for example, this arc. Ayan, yung nasa right end. No figure or shape attached from this. So, ibig sabihin, siya na yung dulo. You call them terminating nodes. So, that are the three types of nodes. So, how to analyze a decision tree? So you write it first, you draw it from left to right, but when you analyze from right to left. So you will start at the right end, then going backward. So let's take, for example, this problem. A firm is deciding between two alternatives, to introduce a new product or to keep the existing product. Okay? So first, you need to draw a decision node, and then you draw two arcs like this. They have two decisions or two alternatives. Is either to introduce a new product or to keep existing product. Then, introducing a new product has uncertain outcomes and dependence on the demand. So, meron daw siyang not sure, hindi ka pa sure. It depends upon the demand. Meron siyang outcome. So, what are those? So, draw circles here. And then, draw your two alternatives for the chance events. It said here, if the demand is high, so I will write here high demand. Ayan, acronym na lang. The resulting profit is 140. That's the income. You put that at the end of the terminating node. The low demand will be resulted in a profit of 80. Okay, so low demand will give you a profit of 80. Then the firm estimates the probabilities of a high and low demand, 0.7 and 0.3. So high demand, respectively, 0.7. So you put it here. Low demand, 0.3. If the firm keeps the existing product, its profit will be 110. You can just remove the circle. No need to write circle here. Then you write the earnings or the profit already. We're in terminating node na. This is 110. Okay? So which is better to choose? Introducing a new product or keeping existing product? So the decision will be put, or the profit will be put here at the top of this square. So what you need to do is to compute the expected value if you will introduce a new product. So let's solve. Just multiply this profit for high demand to its probability added to the product of this profit when it's low demand, given a probability of 0.3. So the expected value when you solve is 0.7 times 140 plus 0.3 times 80. As you solve, the answer would be 122. You put it here, 122. Above the circle, the profit. So the answer here is 122. Which is better, to introduce a new product or keep existing product? Which will give you more profit? The 122, so you put it here, you decided to choose this one. Then, we therefore conclude that introducing a new product will give you more earnings of 122. That's why you cut off the keeping existing product by drawing these two lines, bar lines. Ayan. So, final answer. The answer is 122. Example number 2. Imagine you are an ice cream manufacturer, and for simplicity, suppose your level of sales can be either high or low. Hence, high and low sales are mutually exclusive. It will not happen at the same time and collectively exclusive. All are possible to be chosen. If sales are high, you earn a profit of 300,000 pounds. excluding the advertising cost. But if sales are low, you experience a loss of 100,000 pounds, excluding advertising cost. You have the choice of whether to advertise your product or not. Advertising cost would be fixed at 100,000 pounds. If you advertise, sales are high with a probability of 0.9. But if you do not advertise, sales are high with a probability of just 0.6. Note, advertising does not guarantee success. Not all advertising campaigns are successful. So here we model advertising as increasing the probability of the good outcome, high sales, viewed as conditional probabilities given by the following. A probability of sales are high with no advertisement, 0.6. So automatically, the probability sum up to 1, so 0.6 subtracted from 1 whole is 0.4. That is the probability of sales are low with no advertisement, 0.4. And probability of sales are high with advertisement is 0.9. Mathematically, the opposite of that, probability of sales are low with advertisement is 0.1. So how are we going to create a tree diagram, decision tree, for this before we analyze? So I put the problem here. So as I write the tree diagram here at the left, we can dissect and read again the problem and match the problem with our diagram. So first step, you need to draw a decision node. Then afterwards, let's read the problem. We have an ice cream manufacturer. Ang purpose niya, it's either to advertise or not to advertise. Okay? So, including also here, high and low sales. So, we need to analyze this one first. If sales are high, you earn a profit of 300,000, excluding advertising costs. But if sales are low, you experience a loss of 100,000. Ibig sabihin, negative 100,000 minus excluding advertising costs. So, parehas di kasama. So, ilagay muna natin yung alternatives ng decision nodes. It's either, you draw like this. It's either you advertise or not advertise. Then afterwards, you draw here your chance event nodes. Okay? So, sabi dun sa hinighlight ko ng yellow, if sales are high, you earn a profit of 300,000. If sales are low, you experience a loss of 100,000. So, you draw here two alternatives for these chance events. If sales are high, so high sales, without advertisement, kasi excluding nakalagay, you earn a profit of 300,000. If sales are low, palagay na lang natin low sales, you experience a loss of 100,000. So, negative 100,000 pounds. So, you put it here. Okay? Then, let us consider this probability. No advertisement, kasi excluding advertising cost eh. So, ito yung kanyang probability. So, you need to attach this probability values with our profit in no advertisement. Lagay natin. 0.6 saka 0.4. Okay? So, I will put it here. So, if sales are high, 300,000 ang earnings. No advertisement. So, 0.6 ang kanyang probability. So, if sales are low, meron tayong loss na 100,000. So, negative 100,000. Sales are low, probability is 0.4. Ayan. Then, you have the choice of whether to advertise your product. So, dito na tayo. Or not. Advertising cost would be fixed at $100,000. So, we need to analyze this one. I will highlight blue. Yan. Okay? So, advertising cost is 100,000. So, dito na tayo sa kabila. Ito yung ating probability of with advertisement. So, this chance event of advertisement with advertise two alternatives. Okay? So high sales, if sales are high, the probability is 0.9. And if sales are low, the probability is 0.1. Okay? How about if sales are high? What is the profit? So with advertisement, the advertising cost is 100,000. If sales are high, the profit or your earnings nyo, 300K. Eh kaso, with advertisement to. So, i-minus nyo. Ibawas nyo yung advertising cost dun sa profit pag sales are high. 300,000 minus 100,000, 200,000. Okay? And then, if sales are low, the probability is 0.1. And what is the corresponding amount there? Okay? So, ibig sabihin, excluding advertising cost, meron siyang loss. If sales are low, meron siyang loss na 100,000. If sales are low, experience a loss of 100,000. Eh kaso, may advertising cost pa. Eh di, minus 100,000 pa ulit. So, ang malulugi sa'yo, lahat-lahat, okay? Sales are low, may loss ka na 100,000 plus advertising cost. Ima-minus pala ulit yon. So, negative 100K minus 100K, edi negative 200K. Yan ang ating loss. So, which is better? To advertise or not to advertise your ice cream? So, you need to compute the expected value. What you need to do, you need to solve one by one. Una, expected value no with advertisement. So, i-multiply nyo itong 200,000 sa 0.9 na probability plus the product of this negative 200,000 sa 0.1. Ang kanyang kikitain ay 160,000 pesos. Not pesos, pounds. O, yung kabila naman, solve nyo without advertisement. Multiply the profit by this probability, corresponding probability added to the product of this loss times the probability. And the earnings is 140. Which is better now, 160 or 140? So, ang decision nyo, you will choose the 160. 160 pounds na profit. So, mag-advertise ka na lang. Gagamit ka ng advertising cost. So, ika-cut off mo yung isa. So, you therefore conclude that it's better to advertise your ice cream because you will earn more profit of 160,000 rather than without advertisement because the earning is just 140,000. So, mas mataas ng 20,000 pounds. Final answer. So, this is our tree diagram. And we analyze the decision tree.